Hello everyone, this is the FIDE Master Santagati, and I'm going to analyze a game that I played against the Candle Master Imbraguglia from Italy. I played this game in the Carrera chess tournament in Via Grande near Catania, and I'm very happy that I won this tournament, so it was a great result for me, and I'm happy to share with you this game that I played in the round number 3, and I think it's a very nice game, especially for the end game. I hope that this game can help you to improve your endgame technique. Okay, let's see the game. My opponent played d4, and I played d5, knight f3, knight f6, and bishop f4. So, London system, and I played c5, c3. Now you can play many moves here, and I think one very interesting trick option can be queen b6. The idea is that after queen b3 you can play c4, and this endgame can be okay for black with the idea to play b5 b4 with the help of the knight. That could be quite interesting. I prefer to play in a safe way, without in a solid way, without trade pieces immediately. So I played e6 and e3, and then knight c6, knight d2, bishop d6. This move bishop d6 is important because also if I want to avoid trades, here I'm forced to do that, because in this kind of position the square e5 is very important, so I have to fight for the square e5, so I must play bishop d6 in this position to fight for the square e5. And now I played bishop g3. After that I played castle, and he played bishop d3. Now, in this position, there are many options. My tip is playing this position b6 is the move that I played in the game, because it's very important for you in this kind of position have control on e5 and on e4. e4 to block the enemy attack, and e5 to maybe sometimes push or to block the move knight e5. So the center is very important, especially the e squares, so e5 and e4. And for this reason b6 is important to bring the bishop to b7. If you play a move like queen e7, that's a move, white can play knight e5, and he can fight to block e5, and this could be a little problem for black. So my tip is play b6, and after that, for example, if white will play knight e5 anyway, you can play bishop b7, and after f4 knight e7, and after that, after queen f3 knight f5, and now the knight is attacking the bishop, so maybe bishop f2, and then bishop a7. And now this position is good for black, because black can play knight on d6, and then black can completely paralyze the white attack, bringing a knight on e4. So that's the big problem about this position. So for example, knight fe4, then f6, and black is fine after that. For this reason, it's very important, I think, play for black b6. b6 is the main line here, and the reason is this: so to fight for the square e4 and to block the idea knight e5. Okay, here white played queen e2 is okay, and now bishop b7. Here he played castle, but my tip is play now rook d1 with white. So if you play this game with white, my tip is play rook d1, because white has to play e4. So rook d1 can be very useful to support this push, especially because the rook can give you support to defend upon d4. But he played castle, and I played rook e8. So I want to push on e5. He played rook d1, and now bishop takes, pawn takes, and e5. And I think after e5 I'm better. I'm slightly better after this push. I have the initiative, so I'm happy about this position now. My position is fine. So I'm very happy after e5, and now d5, yeah, he must play, and knight e5, bishop b5. Okay, I think for white now is better trade pieces, because now black has more space, so usually when you have few space, it's better trade pieces. So knight e5 I think is the best move here, and after rook e5, knight s3, okay, white is maybe slightly the worst, but it's completely playable this position. But yes, it's much better for white trade. He played bishop b5, and I think it's a strange mistake, because yes, no reason to play bishop b5, and I play simply knight c6. So bishop a6, I played queen c7, rook c1, rook d8, and I complete my development in a very good way. So I try to play queen b5 and bishop a8. I want to avoid this trade. He played queen a4 and rook e6. I played rook e6 because my idea is play rook d6 sometimes, and I think rook e6 can be also useful maybe to make an attack in the future. So it's a flexible move, so I think it's fine. So I played queen f4 to trade the queens, and I played queen e7. I want to avoid this trade, and because I have more space, so I prefer keep my queen in the game. I think I can have more possibility in order to win the game. So he played now queen h4, and I now played h6, and he played g4. In this position I played knight d5 because I want to free my light bishop, and the knight on e5 can be very useful to do that, also in order to counterplay against the move g4 g5 that white is trying to do. So g5, and now knight takes f3. Now I made a mistake because I missed the move knight d4 immediately. I missed that knight d4 immediately is very good, because after knight d4 and there is knight f3, and then this position is simply very good for me. I underestimated it, but I played knight f3, knight f3, knight d4. In this way, white can play g takes h6, and after this, the endgame that I reach is equal, so I don't have an advantage. So I played, okay, then game now I played to improve my king, to bring my king on the center, and white played bishop d3, rook d6, king f1, king e7, and after that king e2. Okay, so both the players now have the king on the center, and I played bishop b7 because I don't have immediate moves and I want to improve my pieces. So bishop b7 is very important in order to bring my bishop in the game. And after bishop b7, white played rook h1 because he wants to take the open file, and played g6. I don't think the h file is so important now, so I can give the h file a moment, because there aren't a lot of entry squares. For example, h7, I can play knight f6. h6 is not so good, so I don't think it's a problem. So I played rook d1, and now rook e6. My idea in this kind of position is try to weaken the structure, the white structure. So rook 8 can be useful sometimes to play d4 in the future, maybe not immediately, but can be an idea. Because if I play d4, the idea can be d takes c3 and force white to play f takes c3. In this way I can weaken the enemy structure, and this is very important to win this game. Because if you are playing a game like this, the only way to play to win is weaken the enemy structure. So this is the purpose of the game. So rook h7 he played, knight f6. I forced this rook to go away, and now b5. b5 is very important, because if my idea is weaken the structure, the idea b5 before is very important, because I'm making a nice attack now. And it can take the pawn, because if we will take, there is rook b6, and I can take b2 because the pawn b2 is undefended. So after b5, he played knight g5 and rook b6. Now my rook is ready to support the pawn. So he played rook c1 to have a counterplay, because if I play b4 immediately, the rook can play the c file. So a5 I played to add pressure in the position to improve my attack, and he played knight f3. My idea here, in order to avoid that the enemy rook will be active, my idea was play c4 and then b4. But if I play c4 and then b4, I have a problem. The problem is that the square d4 will be weak, and the enemy knight will be very, very strong. So before to push c4, I decided to play bishop c8 first. In this way I can or bring this bishop here to support my attack, or pin the knight to trade the bishop for the knight. In this way the enemy knight is not a problem. So bishop b1 he played, bishop g4, and now king e1, and now I take. And now I'm ready, b4. If c4 could be an idea. My idea was play also c4. It's a very nice idea, because if this, I take the pawn, and this position is fine for me. So this was my idea, to block the enemy rook. But he played b3, and now I played a4. I want to make pressure against the pawn. He played king e2, and now c4. All the pawns are attacking now, so it's funny. And he is forced, I think, to take. So he must take the pawn on c4, dc4, and cb4, rook b4. So yes, I'm better now, and he played rook h4 to make pressure against my pawn, but don't mind, I go to attack, so rook check on b2. And there are big problems now because, for example, if king e1, rook d2, and it's winning, right? So the two rooks are too strong in the second rank. So he's forced to cover, not with the rook, because if he will cover with the rook, I win the bishop. So he's forced to cover with the bishop. And c3. Now I'm threatening simply rook d2, and I win the bishop. So rook d4 is forced to avoid that. And now rook takes d4. E takes d4, and rook takes a2. So I win a pawn. King d3 is trying to attack c3, but I can defend. King c4, king d6, bishop e4. Okay, now no way to defend c3, so I have to move my knight away. And in order to move my knight away, I'm forced to play knight on b6. Maybe also knight f4 can be possible. This way is forced to take with the rook. Rook f2, yes, probably this line is also nice for me. But I played knight b6, is also good. King takes c3, rook takes f2, and rook b1. He's trying to play with an active rook, but I want to block this rook, so I played king c7. In this way, the enemy rook is blocked and he can't exploit the b file. And now I played king b4. And now f5. This bishop has only few squares in this diagonal. So if the bishop will go away, I can win the pawn. So you must avoid that. So I played check on c1. And now bishop on c6 check. King d6. Bishop here. Now white is threatening this check on c6. But I can play rook b2 check. And after that, okay, maybe also king here is possible. But if king on a3, I can't play rook b3, king a2, and then knight on d5. And this endgame is simply winning because if rook c6 check, I can go here and the bishop is lost. So, and if he will take the knight on d5, the endgame is winning. After king d5, I will take all the pawns, and the endgame is winning for me. So that's not a big problem. So I played king f3, and now so I played king a5, and now the game is completely lost, so nothing to do. I played a3, rook a1, knight f5, king a6 to avoid to lose the bishop, but after a2 the game is lost. He tried to play rook g1, but after rook b1 he must resign, because also if he will take here, I can chase the rook, and then I will permount, and black is winning. So now the game is lost. Okay, so I think I hope that this game was interesting for you. I think that the end game is nice. If you have questions, feel free to write in the comment below. And see you soon for the next video. So thank you again for watching, and see you soon. Bye. Remember to follow me on social networks and share the video with your friends. Thanks.